So we're back with lots of blood. There is so much death, and really there will be probably a good amount of sadness here in the fort, but we still have quite a few dwarves overall. Let's take a quick pause because we need to recover the dead. We need to do some planning. I really need to make it a priority to figure out how we're going to set up our little defensive system. We do have to now rebuild our entire military. And yeah, at any minute, a dragon could come through and just wreck face. So who knows what's going to happen next. There is blood everywhere throughout the fortress. I have a little bit been cheating on you, my friends, with another save, just as kind of an experimental learning playthrough. And there's a few things that I've learned from that, especially with minecarts and just little tips and tricks. So I'm going to be adjusting some options. Thankfully, a lot of you did mention that there's a little magnifying glass here. If we ever want to make something out of a particular type of rock, or whatever, there's something that you can make something else out of specifically, you'll have a little magnifying glass here. So if I always wanted to have the same type of rock tables, for example, I can go to the magnifying glass and we'll see that we've got a crap ton of microline. I don't really want blue doors, kaolinite. We'll make a bunch of stuff out of kaolinite. In fact, I might just go ahead and say that becomes the main type of stone, what have you. We need, though, some coffins. There we go. Let's go ahead and make a bunch of coffins. You know what? Let's make them a little bit nicer and pretty. We'll make them out of microline. We'll have some nice blue types of things here. Change the work order priority works. We'll use this at the top. Do I have to do this each time? Can I click and drag? Oofta. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get there eventually, I think. And maybe I'll have to make that order a bit more of a high priority if we are unable to get the tombs in time. So some other folks pointed out that I have had Plump Helmet set to a food source for a really long time, and I did not realize that under the kitchen here and under our Plump Helmet will not leave you a seed if you turn it into food. So that is on me. My apologies there. I really need to figure out what's going to drop a seed and what's not, because we need to be able to, we need to be able to get more seeds, obviously. So I think it's a matter of like one seed can give you 3 or 4 plants, and then if we mill or if we use those plants in a still, we're going to be getting more. So we'll have to continue to experiment with that. I believe we can save ourselves with the advent of some trade and maybe get some additional traders in here. That's my only other theory about how to fix our problem at the moment with foodstuffs. I'm going to go ahead and open... Oh boy, it's been so long I don't remember which one was which. We're going to open our outer floodgate, which is actually the next one over. I think it's going to be this one here. So this one should be linked here. And we're going to try to flood these end rooms just to go ahead and get it done. Some other folks, or some other things that I'd read about, was that piglets and pigs do not require any type of grazing. So if we have any animals left, I really don't know what we've got. We got quite a few respectable amounts of critters still alive. So if we go into our animal list here, do we have any pigs? That would be my question. Do we seriously have no piglets? We have 2 stray sows that are domesticated. So I might put those downstairs just as a start to our underground animal farm, because I'd like to have some of these critters downstairs. I was trying to think about how to set up an underground area that just kind of grew its own stuff, but I feel like we're only going to be able to do that if we break down into the cavern, which we've not really explored yet. So at some point, we're probably going to have to wander on down to the cavern layer to find out what's going on down there. So for now, let's do... You know what? We really don't need to flood this because we have so many possible farms and not enough seeds. Let's just use one of these open rooms right now as a new pen/pasture. And we're just going to put our piglet friends in there. So you do not need these animals to graze if we put our piglets in here. So you go here and you go here, little friend, and we'll try to get some breeding pairs going after some time. Another thing I've never really used is how to trap an animal and how to like make a cage and then trap them. So I'd like to figure out how we could go about trapping something wild on the map. That's a question that I pose to the world. I don't know. I know there's an animal trapper skill in here somewhere that we could actually get into just trapping, I believe, is what we would use in this case. But I don't know how to really set that order. One other thing I think I found out is that if I've got somebody on facility services, no one else will be doing anything. Yeah. So no one else is currently doing, let's see, facility services. What do we set this to be? I think the cleaning and stuff. So no one else, I think, is cleaning right now because it, by default, set that as only those people do it. So let's go to facility services. I'm just going to remove this role for now, and we'll get this back to everybody. Go ahead and cleans and continues to clean up the entire fortress. Oh, lots of fun. We are going to have to bury a lot of dwarves. A lot of dwarves. There is a war dog and a werehorse militia command. Did I remember this werehorse thing? This was a while ago, correct? Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Did this just happen? Did this guy just turn right now? You have got to be kidding me. Toulon Zust Schmeg has arrived, not feeling anything as he is murdering a bunch of dwarves. Yeah, he's going crazy right now. Well, that's fantastic. So we have a werehorse hanging around. We've got a bunch more dead dwarves who died here. Azazel just randomly died because I wasn't paying attention. Minkot over here died. It looks like Dastat, a tiny little dwarven child, is going to die relatively soon. We have no squads right now. I don't entirely know if we have anyone to act as a quick response force for this. I really need to be able to release the dogs, I think would be really fantastic. Another item that came up, by the way, is under the burrow screen. Some folks did mention that there's an easy way to assign... Oh my gosh, it's right here at the top. Assign all civilians, assign all or no soldiers. What a fantastic tip. I'm so blind that it was right there in front of me, but we are able to kind of say whether, instantly say all civilians go inside and the rest of you don't. I'm going to go ahead and order everybody inside. Unfortunately, I think we're going to lose a lot of dwarves. Oh, yeah, this guy's going to come right on down. He is beating up Toulon. There's our... No, he is a militia commander. Is he our militia commander? The Hammers of Shadow. That is a different culture than ours. Oh, he's coming on downstairs, but there, in his way, is Guycast Abulathon, human spearman, nobly holding the fortress. Uh-oh. And he's dead. Okay, well, the human was brave and tried to hold down the fort for us. Unfortunately, was not able. More children are going to be getting absolutely slaughtered by this horse. You are going ham, dude. Like, the last time we had a were creature, it was like, it took 1 or 2 swings, and then it reverted back to its normal form. This fella is having a field day. I think it's not. It is actually seriously injured. Can we, or should we... I forgot about the second option. I put them in the wrong burrow. God, I'm on my back heel already. So the Triarii, if you remember, was a secondary burrow within kind of this emergency... our grand chamber, I think is what we called it. So the grand chamber is assigned to the Triarii. We're going to unpause that and order everyone into this burrow here, and go ahead and pause the other burrow. If we could, I guess we could make a random squad. I'd rather get everyone downstairs first and then try to squad up if we can do that. A puppy just running into its death, NBD, I guess. What a nightmare. And that's it. That's enough for Toulon. Toulon decided to kill our last dog and then wander off. So Toulon has got their share of blood spilled. They are feeling pretty good. I've been injured badly. There's no hope. And then apparently they untransform and they're completely healthy. So not only did we get 2 were creatures, we also managed to get... What the hell was it in the last one? The Hydra. Nugmost, whatever it was. Good tips in the form of there are some settings as well that are under the game settings. I believe, I didn't realize this, but you can also set the total cap, population cap in the game as it goes. So that's super, super helpful. Apparently there's a seed cap per species. I don't want 200. I want millions of seeds. But yeah, we can't actually change the number, the maximum number of dwarves in our current site. which could be very, very helpful. At the moment, I think it's a little bit too little too late for that. I don't think this is completely unrecoverable. My concern is that this cleanup is going to take quite a long time, and we're going to have a lot of negative thoughts about this. How come nobody is going to... Apparently children do not listen to the burrow order, which is curious. I do see people coming down here. So there are dwarves in the burrow room, which is great. Let's go ahead and take the burrow order off for the moment. I wonder if this is, we should just call it here. I really don't want to just randomly call it. I'd rather everyone, dig to their deaths. But this is a pretty brutal little endeavor. This is so random. We've had a lot of good tips, though, and a lot of great suggestions. And I do think that this is it's one of those things where the first couple times you play through Dwarf Fortress, in any version, it's always a, hey, what's new in this version? What did I forget about playing Dwarf Fortress? I don't think we lost... Let's see. Let's take a quick survey. Did we lose any of the major folks? We still have Alice. I think I saw Jade. She's still around. Did we lose any of our smiths here? Didn't Arawea die? Or was that Azazel? I think it was Azazel that died. Arawea is still there, and it looks like Aban... Did I remember assigning Aban as the weaponsmith? Maybe we did. I feel like that Aban person had a name, but perhaps not. Masterpiece Steel Gauntlet. Congratulations. A dancer, a maceman's visiting. A lot of critters have been found dead. Transformed into a werehorse. I feel like that should be a random open message. I really do. I think that's one of those things that should definitely pop up in the middle of the fortress. What's next for our fortress? Well, I'm less concerned about burial. I'm really concerned about the fact that now we have no military squad, and we really have no way to defend ourselves. So I think the first order of business is to figure out what the heck we're going to do with this opening. Like, originally my plan was to kind of make this nice flush thing. I think that we're just going to have to wing it and roll with it, because at this point we just need something done, right? So I'm going to give a couple of random digging orders here, and we are going to kind of square off this entrance, and then we're going to start putting down a wall, kind of like a double tall wall. And I think we're also going to throw in maybe a little moat type of deal, if I can get that working, with a retractable bridge. Just something where we can close the door at least long enough for us to call all the dwarves inside and then prevent the enemy from coming inside and smacking us all. That would be my theory, or my hope anyways. Once we do that, we are going to have to bury some dwarves. We're going to have to bury a crap ton of dwarves. We do have to figure out our drink situation still. I don't know if we managed to save enough of the plump helmet spawn. I'm hoping that we still get... Hey, look, I think I saw someone cleaning. How magical. Our fish cleaner is cleaning up the fortress. That's actually a pretty nice change of pace. I feel like I'd never see anyone cleaning. So pretty much just dead corpses are abound. Let's go back to that work order list here. We've got a bunch of steel stuff. Only a couple of rock statues. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the rock statue order. And then I think that's it. So the rock crafter... Alice should just be doing coffins only for a bit. Let's cancel these two orders, and then she should just rock out with a bunch of microlean statues. Coffins, rather. And anyone else can kind of just jump into the crafting thing and help her out. I am mining out a little bit bigger of an area in the furniture area for a small little side project I want to do, but doesn't really have any bearing on the current fortress, because we really should be making sure that we're alive. I did learn a lot through experimentation with the minecart system, which is pretty cool. I'd love to, in the next fortress, really try to make minecarts a major part of the focus. I didn't really plan for minecarts to be used, but I love the idea of how you can kind of load it up with like 5... each minecart can hold like the equivalent of 5 rocks, and then it just gets kicked, and it dumps all of its stuff on one tile. It does kind of do the quantum stockpile, which I'm not a huge fan of, but at the same time, I hate having rocks randomly lying around. It's just a pet peeve of mine. So I'm more open to using that idea and that solution, if anything. Let's go ahead and put down some more beds. This is, again, our inn that I wanted to get set up and fixed up. We still have not put down a dining hall, of all things, like 16 episodes in. and we faced a Hydra, and people still have nowhere to eat. So we should get that going sooner than later. If we survive, I mean, it's quite possible that this is going to send us down a little bit of a spiral, especially if we have no one else to defend. I'm not sure how you'd really, I mean, you know, you'd have to have some pretty strong dwarves. Maybe we cap out at like 50, and then that's small enough where we could have a small dedicated squad of dwarves really doing military stuff until they're very highly skilled. Either a mixture of melee and then also archers, but as quickly as creatures come into the fortress, I mean, you watched how fast that Hydra moved. We barely got into position with, what, 5 or 6 of the axe squad, and then the archers was only like 3 or 4 of them ready to go, and that fellow was just come on in. So definitely need to have a way to stop critters from just waltzing into the fortress with with unrestricted access, basically. And once we fix that, we can kind of move into the next couple of layers. One would be to, I think, put some kind of a larger defensive structure. We can actually put down ballistas and things like that, so that can be an option for us. Can I store some corpses outside to make it not smell maybe as bad? Will this make everybody rot? Let's put down a refuse pile outside and see what happens to it. I think I'd actually have to say labor standing order. Under refuse, we already are dumping corpses, but I wonder if that's not dwarven corpses, if it's only random enemies. How many statues do we have? Not statues, sorry, but coffins. Hey, we have quite a few coffins created. I was wondering about where to put the coffins. I think we're actually done. This is the bottom floor, I think, finally, of our mega project. Yeah. Geez, this is huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors of a massive, massive temple. So at this point, here's what we're going to do. We're going to line the walls of our giant, glorious gathering hall with burial thingies. I mean, we are going to absolutely block at this location. Because it's got the ramp, I think. So let me just remove the ramp designation. Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted. I think this might do it. Nope. 1 second. Have to fix this. Okay, so we'll remove any ramps, and I hope that doesn't collapse anything on our faces. And then we can put our microline coffins all along the edge, and I'll take out this tomb at some point in the future. I think I put an order in for 30 coffins. I almost wonder if we lost that many dwarves. We might have lost more than that. There was a lot of death. I am getting a bunch of notifications that our order to... Stupid Kia. Our order to make the steel stuff is done, which is great. We get so many random requests here. I will happily take anyone who wants to be a fighter. Can we add random people to our militia commander? No uniform. Can I add outsiders here? I don't think I can. No, we can do that. These are all... Okay. Can I make this... Can I make the leader... Let's go into the noble screen. So I'm very excited. O'Neill apparently managed to stay alive during all of this. I think Toulon... Hold up. Wasn't Toulon the name of a dwarf? Are you an insider? Hold up. Where's Toulon? Sir. Sir. Did I make the Werehorse? You son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? The Werehorse is the commander of our fortress. The Hammers of Shadow is your civilization. I missed this part, the dipped pillars. That you are literally the part of the dipped pillars, and you are a freaking Werehorse. 9 notable kills. He has killed Minkot, Katten, Dastad, all of our other friends here. Are you not on the criminal list for being, I don't know, awful? No, no one has managed to report this case. How do I... You're freaking fired, man. Like, get out of here. I'm so glad I randomly saw this. Oh. Did they just... I remember the initial part of the Werehorse, and he came to visit us here. You, my friend, are fired so hard. Get the hell out to Fortress. I probably should just, like, put him in jail, but I don't want to risk it at the moment. I don't think we have the facilities to hold back another Werehorse assault. He'll be back, I'm sure. Oh, man. How does no one see? I guess everyone just literally died, and I did order them all downstairs to bravely dwarvenesquely hide in the Grand Fortress or the Grand Ballroom or whatever the hell this is. All right. Burial things first. I will come back here at some point and kind of hopefully clean a lot of this up and maybe get it all. I mean, these are all items that, like, if we survive to episode 50, which at the moment it's not looking too hot. We do have a lot of burial coffins, which is lovely. Thanks for that great tip about being able to do a 1x1 tile. So I can have a huge burial farm, basically. Is that what you used to call it? Was it a burial farm? I don't remember. It was something where you basically just had like a giant chamber, and people would come like it's a museum or a zoo. Like, oh yeah, that's where Kiffy lays. Oh, I remember Kiffy. He was fantastic. He walked outside and got wrecked by that Hydra. God, why are you guys visiting us? Go away. All right, we are out of iron apparently, so let me go ahead and cancel a few orders here that are metal related. We didn't quite get all of our steel done. So let's cancel the... well, we're trying to make steel. We should actually have enough for iron. Yeah, we do have iron. So let's go ahead and do smelt iron. Step uno. Forge iron? Oh, smelt. Ah. Wait. It is. Okay. Oh, it's the ore type. Goodness. So which ores do we have a lot of? Let's go into stocks real fast and go over to ores. And... sorry, stone, and then I think it's going to be specifically underneath that. Or not. That's all siltstone, mudstone. Hematite. Cassiterite. Which is tin. Yeah, this is a lot easier. Tetrahydrite, or tetrahedrite, is silver. Okay, we'll do magnetite over here, and I'll just put it as a repeat order. I kind of think that... isn't hematite also iron? Yeah, okay. So we'll set those to repeat and just have folks doing that. Are we still good on wood? We have a lot of wood in here, so surely we still have an order to maybe keep charcoal going? Ah, maybe not. Let's go ahead and do an order real quick for charcoal. Charcoal. Cool. Make charcoal. Put a quick logical thing in there. Whenever we have less than, I don't know, 200 charcoal, make 100. All right. Just wanted to kick that back and start that going real quick. Back downstairs into our inn/tavern. So I think what we can do... how did I want to set this up? I think we'll just have a small room to the side. And then this room's just going to become like a big old tavern room. Designing this from scratch would be probably a little bit nicer, but we just need to get somewhere for people to be able to just eat and drink at the moment. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Rock doors? Sure. Sure. Forgot what all this stuff is half the time. Siltstone. I'm quite pleased, though, that somebody mentioned the magnifying glass, because otherwise I would have lost my mind, I think, trying to manually set this stuff up. So it's a lot easier now. I should not have to do all this micromanagement. We can just have one stone stockpile. Really, ideally, I guess, what I was trying to think about the other day when we were talking about minecarts is how to deliver all of the... Because I like to clean and put all my stones somewhere. So if we just had a simple... Literally, all it could have to be is we remove a small, tiny bit like this. We drop down some tracks rather. I'll put down some track stops later. And all it would have to be is like literally, it could be a 2-stop thing. You could go up and then down. And then all people would have to do is just move stone on the track and you'd be set. Let's do... They're going to actually risk getting knocked around a bit, I think. That's the other thing we didn't really plan for, is the fact that dwarves can get injured by the minecart. Quick track stop. You auto dump. No, first you don't do anything. You start there. You auto dump here. Just like that. We'll put a little tiny baby stockpile right here. I've done a lot of experimentation with minecarts in other playthroughs at the moment. So we start here. We end here. Here all we want is everything. Taking from the stockpile right next door here. Kick it north. Whenever it's full, give to this stockpile. Actually, I don't think we need a give order on the receiving end. And then kick it south whenever it's empty. Assign it a minecart. I think we might be golden. Let's just see what happens. I think I assigned the minecart that was already way downstairs, so someone's going to have to bring that up. Can't make sweet pods or can't do stuff with sweet pods. Fair enough. Out of sweet pods. What I was going to do before I got really upset about the fact that I literally let the main enemy become the militia commander is let's do a bit of a volunteer squad. Some French Dwarf Foreign Legion. Ooh, Iron Legion sounds kind of cool. Can I make a noble out of a foreign person? A militia commander. No relevant skills anywhere. So no one's really probably a teacher per se. Let's grab, I don't know, peasant Tekud here. Tekud is going to become our new militia commander. We have a lot of people with demands that I've not been meeting. So Tekud, I want you to create our new Foreign Legion. So this will be our quick response fortress guard for the interim until we get our own internal group back up and running. So anyone who has a nice little symbol here, I believe, is a guest that's visiting specifically for the purposes of soldiering, which is quite helpful. And all of these lovely people seem to come with their own gear. Quite nice. I don't think I'll assign any kind of a uniform, nor do I necessarily have to, other than our leader's not going to really have one. If I assign no uniform... Crap, I think they're going to take stuff off, though. Can I just say whatever the heck you want? Inon Kine, indeed. Let's just see what they do once they get assigned to the squad. And if they start getting naked, well, no. I don't know if foreigners will take off their clothes, actually, and their armor and their gear. So we'll just keep them on for the moment. I'm going to set them to a no duty for, for at least a little bit until we get our feet back under us. And then we'll probably go back into permanent training. Can I set up a multi-selection tomb? I can. Let's just run this over the entire thing and see what happens. Must be enclosed. That's where I think I got confused because I was trying to do it in a multi-manner, but I should just be able to do this a bunch of times, which is kind of annoying, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Not enclosed. I think it just needs a door in the main room. Well, this one didn't seem to complain about that. So, a lot fewer dwarves are upset than I thought there would be. I really thought we would have some really angry dwarves after that death spiral. Oh, so many more plans, though. I think as we start, we'll see if this one lasts any longer. I would love it to keep going and we recover from this. But there's so many. Every time you play one of these games, and this is my big problem with these types of games, is I'm like halfway through, I'm like, oh, I've got new ideas. I want to start this with a brand new design and be even more efficient. But it's so much, I think, more fun to get attached to the fortress and really try to stick it out through the hard times. I mean, we are a metropolis, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty flippin' nifty. Pantedguild's the metropolis. We're experiencing a slight decline. Coffin rejected, not enclosed. How did we manage to do this last time? Did I not do a 1x1 tomb? Unnamed tomb. We literally did say... That's weird. Rejected, not enclosed. What did I not... How did I do this part? It worked right here. It had to have worked because we have two separate tombs. Can I just make like this here? That didn't work. Why are you considered to be enclosed and you're not? Is it the proximity of the walls, maybe? All of these have something in it, I think. Well, hang on. Let's do this. Let's remove this tomb. Sorry, Jackson. Hopefully your body's not going to go anywhere. Ah, so that instantly made a large tomb, and it selected it around the entire room. I have to be doing something different, though, because I was able to do... What if we remove this one from the beast, the rabbit? What have I done differently here? Paint. Oh! Is it the paint option? And that's it? Maybe that's what was different. Okay, so if we do multi... I just do paint. Oh... Did that give me 15 different ones? Or one major one? It made me one major tomb. I think. That's still okay. Okay, I'm going to probably do this between episodes because that's a lot of random clicking here. And multi doesn't really work, right? I could draw, but it's still going to... Yeah, it's going to select a something by something type of thing. Multi is probably going to be... Yeah, not enclosed. Okay. So we've got a kind of a crappy military squad. Let's talk more about defenses here. So what can we do? One, I'm going to start or continue to widen out the mouth of this area. And then I'm going to eventually just put some walls down. We could... There's nothing below this, right? We could channel this out and turn it into a bit of a river. Just so there's like a deep water area that's in fact, maybe that's a smarter idea than doing all the rest of this stuff. A vile force of darkness has arrived, seeking a parley. There are goblins that have arrived. Hello, goblin friends. We are besieged. Apparently, these last two episodes are... It's determined to be the end of Pantedguild. So we are besieged. We wish to parley in order to avert loss of life. Okay, we are going to approve this request. Let's see what happens. I think one of them is going to come... 5 of them are going to come parley. What does this mean? I've never been sieged before. Never. This is completely new to me. Is anyone going to go parlay with our new friends here? I don't see any purple parlay items. What about our mayor? Oh my god, it's the mayor. Odin the Baron. Oh, he is actually going to parlay. He's so brave, our Baron. All right, Baron. Baron Odin, let's see what you can get in exchange. Now, we're proud people, my friends. We're not just going to give them all of the money in our fortress. No, 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 no. Just because our backs are to the wall. All right, we are parlaying. The Playful Pinnacle is the property of our people. Pass this into our possession, we shall depart in peace. Strengthen our bonds of friend. The Playful Pinnacle. Okay, I'm assuming this is an item. So let's look for objects and find... nope. The Playful Pinnacle. Ah. Tithalol, Treasure of Deduk Base Crypt. A blocky iron high boot. All crafts dwarf ship is of the highest quality. I don't remember how we got this. I would assume that one of the goblins that came to try to take our children was wearing it. Because I do not recall one of our dwarves making this item. Because I probably would have made a silly joke about the name. So I kind of think that I'm okay returning their item. We're not going to pull the Oaken Shield, Old Man Oaken Shield, you're never have my giant shiny thing, elves. We'll say yes for now, because we're in a bit of a tight bind. And I don't really want to straight up suicide the entire fortress for no particular reason. So we are going to agree to their request, even though their person probably literally died. But I feel like that's fair. They tried to take our children. We took their life. And, you know, maybe it was, you know, don't blame the entire group of people for the actions of one goblin. Perhaps we'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they weren't trying to kill all of us. So we will see if Odin can keep the peace there. Back to defenses, though. Because it seems like this needs to be a conversation that happens very, very soon. We could... I mean, so the original plan, right, was to, like, hollow out this big, big shape. I mean, this is a huge area that I had planned to hollow out. And then I was going to have it flush with kind of, like, this area here would be nice and flush. So we'd have at least, like, 2 or 3. We could turn this into a fortification wall. And I would have my archers, you know, shooting out. And maybe we would keep the gate open for the enemies to make them want to come in. But I feel like... they're not going to try to... they're not just going to walk in the front of our fortress kindly. We're going to have to bait them in somehow. So we're going to have to leave the gates open, I believe. So what I think we'll do is continue to hollow channel out this bigger area. But I believe at the moment we should probably throw down some random walls. So let's throw down some walls. And then, I don't know if I'm going to make this entire thing water. I could. We could actually make this entire area just randomly be covered in water and then hollow or channel out 2 or 3 tiles down. Oh, they're going to make them out of wood. That's super secure. How are we doing so far in the siege, guys? Are we getting that item there? Odin, did you just take the item and go back? No, you did not. Are you guys happy with what we gave you, or did we... we good? I don't entirely know if we got the item or not. I saw Odin going to get the item, and now it looks like he's not really going to get the item at all. Storing item. Getting a drink. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Didn't feel anything after seeing everybody was dead. Storing item in a stockpile. Do we still have this item in our possession? And I kind of wonder if maybe if you don't give it to them the first time, it was like uh-oh. Yep, it's still chilling out right in our basement. Well, I think we're going to have a fight at some point relatively soon. Oh, yeah. I don't know why he stopped giving the order, but he definitely did. Not giving the order, but bringing the item over to our friends here. Well, do we just make a fight it out squad to the death kind of a thing? Can't win anything. I'm going to make a pit pasture more towards this way, since most of our friends seem to be coming in from a different direction. So, we've got water. We do need trade, though. If we get sieged and just ignore it. I don't know if they ever come attack. They might just, if I remember right, as long as you are sieged, no one will come trade with you. And we're going to need some kind of trade to continue the fortress, because we are just about out of all of our seeds. We lost a ton of seeds through my own, specialness there. So, because no one is giving the item to our friends here, what are you guys wearing? It's just copper. Do we want to augment our French Foreign Legion, perhaps? And send some dwarves / humans out for a little bit of fisticuff engagement? I wonder if that tasker is somewhere. I wouldn't be able to see it, though, unless it was like a differently named task. Like return, I think it was return loot or something. Yep, I don't see anything that says return treasure. That was a task, though. Like Odin, there it is. He's got it again. Return treasure. So I think he's got it in his hand. I wonder if he dropped it and then immediately picked it up again. And if that's a bit of a bug. Let's see what he does. He's coming on down. Odin just got reelected. Congratulations. Oh. Fair enough. Well done, Odin. This is why you make the big bucks, my friends. Okay, the siege has been lifted. Odin returned the treasure. And the goblin friends have wandered on off. Okay, fantastic. So, that all being said, I mean, there's ways to... There's ways to defend in terms of, like, we can make the walls and put down, like, the ballista, but if we just get sieged, we have to bring the fight to the enemy, I thought. Maybe they will eventually come attack you. And if we can funnel them into the main, area, the idea was that the enemy army approaches, right? They get right about in this nice open kill box area, and then we raise the drawbridge, and all of our archers, who are nicely lined up here behind fortification, start shooting out along with the ballista. That would be my ideal scenario, but never being sieged before. a lot of this is experimental. We could also fill this and like channel down 3 or 4 levels and fill this entire thing with water, and then have a retractable bridge so that if any enemies try to go across it, they will of course fall in as we retract the bridge. That would be my preference for the amusing memes. We could have a bunch of bridges from the side. That'd be kind of cool. I haven't built any bridges yet whatsoever. If we go under machines and we choose... Oh, I think it is a construction. So here's a bridge. And if I want the bridge to raise... If it flings in a direction, it sends the creature in that direction. I would rather, I think, retract. So if this all comes out... Oh, wow, this is huge. We could have a massive bridge. So if it retracts... I don't know which way it would. But let's just say we build that. Let's just see what happens when we do it. I'm kind of curious. Let's just build this rough rock salt bridge here. And then for fun, we are going to put down a lever. Need more soldiers. Need more volunteers. Please send volunteers. I think we're going to do a couple of new squads as well. And I think we might... I don't know if archers would be better. Because the rate at which these monstrosities approach the fortress makes me think that we're going to have to hold them like at the gate, pretty much. Where'd you guys just go? Did somebody just walk upstairs here? What is this? Rock Salt Bridge. No, you're fine. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is channel... If we dig this out underneath... I'm trying to make sure I do it so that no one dies when they channel everything eventually. We'll let them finish the bridge first, then we're going to experiment with some of the bridge controls. Let's get back down to our kitchen real quick, because I wanted to see how things are going with our attempted recovery of Plump Helmet. Alright, so we have a lot of Plump Helmet planted. We do... What else do you guys use for food, then? I'm like Captain Plump Helmet. New migrants have arrived. Wow. We have a lot of migrants. I think we just got 20 migrants, maybe? Were we at like 110 or just above 110 in population? Replacements have arrived. Congratulations, replacements. Lovely. Let's take a quick peek at the list of professions. Ah, it already is. Is there anyone unnamed that's flashing? That's always my go-to. We have a lot of medics and doctors, by the way, which is pretty cool. I would love to see more of a dwarf therapist view, like just to see who's good at military. Like an easy way to see who's good at military would be kind of fun. We could also try to... What do we have for our squads? Where are you guys going? How are you coming down? Ah, so you're like... There's like stairs right here somehow. There is an upward slope right there. Can I remove that? Maybe, maybe not because of the ramp, maybe? You're hauling rock salt from like 10,000 leagues below the Dwarven fortress here. All right, back over to tavern stuff. Let's go ahead and put down some doors in our tavern. This should be good enough to get the tavern going, I think. All right. So beds are going to go down. And then I think all we have to do here is say... We do have to wait for the doors to be able to trigger the bedroom calculation, if you will. I think the dining room and the meeting hall need to be separated. So let's put down a couple of doors in this spot. We have like no more alcohol here whatsoever. Okay, those are done. So going back into the inn, we are going to remove a bunch of designations. No more bedrooms in the inn. All right, so we're going to kill everything, and we are going to say this is now a meeting area here. And then accept, and we'll call this the, I don't know. We'll just say meeting hall. Because the bigger part of it is the overall tavern itself. So the rough fruit, I think, the teal root and the rough fruit. So Kvothe is the one that was here. I'm going to rename this. We're going to go with, oh, I can't manually name it. That's fine. So are you assigned properly? Did I get you actually assigned here? The rough fruit. And then we're going to do a dining order, a dining hall order here. That's going to be accepted, and then assign that to the same thing. Assign this to the rough fruit as well. Awesome. From there, we're going to go ahead and make a multi-select bedroom. Accept that. Then we're going to set a meeting hall, because you want to have a little spot to drink before you go down for the night. So here's a meeting hall, and we're going to assign this to the teal root. Sure, sounds great. Now, I don't think we had any information. Oh, sorry. That's the Farmers Guild Hall. No, you're not assigned to the teal root. Meeting area. Accept. Create a new inn or tavern. The Constructive Cook. Sure, that sounds like a special name. And then all of these rooms here are also going to be assigned to the Constructive Cook. So I think that should work out. I wish there's a way to bulk order select these. Maybe there is a way somewhere. All right, Constructive Cook. And then the last thing we need is actually some, I don't know, tables and chairs in our dining hall, which I have not managed to order in 1,000 years. So let's get that, try to get that set up real fast. Oh my goodness, we've got chairs, we've got tables to spend, or to spare. Make a quick little pile here. This is going to be a random finished food, prepared goods. Goodness, prepared meals is what we're going for. So that's going to go there. Everyone's going to spread out, have a party. Lovely. We'll probably have to assign some tavern keepers over on this side too, but for the moment I just wanted to get things started, and maybe dwarves will come here and eat and be happier. And we'll say that you take from our kitchen finished goods stockpile. This is, if I remember right, beer, plants, meat, finished goods over here. Aha, it was prepared meals. Lovely. So you have a lot of prepared meals there. Fantastisch. We are planting a lot of different crops, which is great. No random justice, no random beatings going on, which is nice. I really should probably get this going right at this point. Okay, just about finished designating a couple tombs. So hopefully there will be, yes, there are going to be a whole lot of bodies coming downstairs really quick. Somebody has gone in a bit of a possession mood. What was that sound effect, I believe? On a different playthrough, by the way, I did install or created a world that did have a bunch of mods on it. And the new mods are kind of nice. They do add some sound effects. And I think, you know, some of the more important things are like, oh, hey, there's a, I don't know, there's a giant animal here trying to kill you. Like, it's just important stuff to bring your eye to the side of the screen, which is very, very helpful. Okay, dwarves are bringing a ton of bodies downstairs, and at some point we'll see. Ghostly Soldier has been put to rest. I don't think we even noticed that. I did, in another playthrough, I lost like 5 people right away. And you'll see, I don't think we saw a ghostly haunting message, but sometimes it'll tell you that a ghost is haunting your fortress. So they do show up in your list of dwarves, interestingly. And I think they show up as a green ghosty friend, which is pretty nifty. So if you see a dwarf that doesn't quite make sense, and they're a little bit green. It might be that your fortress is being possessed by dwarf ghost friends. Nothing like ghost dwarf friendship. Okay, so thankfully that's going to be getting our squads all set. Unrotten cookable items. So our food meals have been created. Our seed stockpile is relatively low. We have a lot of food overall. I think that's prepared meals. I think we need to get folks back to fishing, perhaps. There we go. New soldiers are here. I'm going to keep accepting anyone that joins us for soldiering. Or soldering. Sounds pretty close, right? Soldiering, soldering. Yep, great. Great, 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 great. You guys are all set. Is there anyone who has an assignment to their job that we don't need to have assigned? I think we're okay on the doctor thing. Chef would make sense. Brewer would make sense as well. Maybe not the smiths. The Hill Titan, Naznangan, has come. A towering, one-eyed ankylosaurid. It has thin wings of stretched skin, and it has an austere look about it. Its puce scales are large and overlapping. Beware its webs. Okay, friends, well, we have yet another mega beast visiting our fortress. Let's take... Oh, hi, you're beautiful. Wonderful. Naznangan. 371 years old. It is grouchy when caught in the rain. Any kind of a descriptor kind of a thing going on, maybe? Clumsy. Always excited to see the clumsy part. It is susceptible to disease. I bet not. Well, we are going to try out some new things. Didn't quite get our defenses set up. I'm going to probably run this episode longer, and we're just going to see what happens here. Step one, we are going to go back to our burrow screen and order everyone into the freaking burrow. And we are going to say everyone except our soldiers are going to be ordered there. What a fantastic tip. Thank you, friends. Next up, we are going to be bringing back the squad of sacrifice, and they're going to move into the hallway, and that is step one. Let's do that. And then I'm going to zoom in really close here and see our new friend. Oh yeah, you're handsome. I'm even going to get here. You know what? You all can be present. Wrong button. You all can be present here for the inevitable screenshot that I'm going to use for the thumbnail. Oh, goodness gracious. This, I don't know if it's the world gen or not. I've never had that many mega beasts come, but our population might be really, really high, really, really fast. All right, so the mega beast friend is approaching. We have only one of our soldiers ready to go. One child has not decided to, oh, buddy, you are playing make-believe, but you are not going to have a good time. He is spitting out some webs. You are dead. And, run. And squish. I like to think he's eating over here. Oh, hey, our military squad has decided to come up from their position and attack. Rovad is stricken by melancholy, which I believe is because that was probably their child. Let's grab the merged armories and order a kill order because a couple of them are moving on in despite myself. I wanted to have them farther back, but here we go, friends, and all of them don't have weapons. Oh, no, because I had that order. Are you running away? Ah, that's right. Fear my brutal squad. Hey, at least the wall thing kind of worked for a second. Like, maybe that... Oh, God, he just ran right through them like it was nothing. Get them, guys. Come around that corner and get them. Oh, and they're dead. Oh, no. Oh, this is brutal. So brutal. I think I'm going to unpause this. I don't know if there's a whole lot we can do here other than make a bunch of suicide squads. Let's watch the absolute destruction of our animal population. Oh, goodness. Horses. It doesn't matter if it's a horse, if it's a dwarf. Completely healthy, by the way. Not feeling anything at the moment. I think this means this person is going to eventually commit dwarficide. Stricken. Yep. You are going to commit suicide. Wasn't this Alice? Are they brand new to the fort? Adept Stone Carver. Maybe the names get reset, and maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't want to know that one of my dwarves that have been here forever is about to jump off a high location. I don't know where they went. How do you lose a Mega Beast? Has anyone seen my Titan? Where did you go? Uninvited guest, Hill Titan. Well, friends. Do we want to go out in style? I mean, at this point, I feel like we're just going to be getting more of these, and we really don't have the... I didn't set up the defenses in time. And definitely need to have that in place, I think, before we get this advanced. So perhaps we cap the population a little bit higher up. I mean, we could close off the fort still. What the hell are you? What? What is this? Domi Talasla? Olmman Swordsman. Legendary Woodcutter. Criminal. Where did you come from? Oh, this fortress is just on fire. Guest, no activity. Maybe they were just a random guest that decided to flip the hell out. When did you go crazy? Did you like hit a mode or something? I don't see any notification about this particular person, like going, you know, how'd you even describe that? Transforming, I guess. Okay, so apparently Olm Man is a race. I thought it was an enemy, but it is a race, I guess. So Olm Man is hanging out here. I think Olm Man is about to go up against the Titan. And he's dead. And no big deal. Uh-oh. I wonder if he's going to come down the stairs. And he's in. He is in the fortress. He is in, and he is going deep, my friends. This might be the end. He might smell dwarves downstairs. I wonder if we can distract him with everything upstairs. We're all cowering on our oh, no. Oh, no. He's in the bedrooms. Please tell me he's taking a nap. Please tell me he's taking a nap right now. Everybody's been found dead. Okay, yep. Went next door. He heard breathing. Never heavy breathe when there's a hill titan stomping around. Oh, boy. Lots of death and destruction. This dwarf up here is freaking the hell out. Everyone is losing their minds. There goes the kitchens and the farms. Oh, I've never had a full, straight up, complete murderation. Normally it's been like lava or water or something. This is a new one for me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He might have found out where we're all hanging out at. Can a door stop a mega beast? What the hell are you? He's going to pop out here, and that's the rest of the entire fortress. Just destroyed. Oh, yeah. Come on, guys. Fight him in the tavern. This is where we hold them. This is where they die. There's just webs everywhere. Do we want to just send the entire... I'll tell you what. Since there's at least a couple dwarves in here still, let's move the burrow. Let's go ahead and just remove all burrows. And we're going to make a new burrow inside of this room. And I'm going to assign everyone to it. And we are going to see if we can just pile on. Because at least there's a couple people in here, maybe. Come on, team. Let's go. Everybody in. You have to fight to defend yourself, your fort, your family. Oh, my God. It's just... It is injured. We managed to strike it in the ankle, probably. I can't believe I blew like 30 or 40 minutes in this episode talking about my plans. Everyone's cowering in their temples. I would be in the temple too. Please don't let him smell us. Can he open doors? He can, because he walked through like a random door earlier. I think Titans can break down doors, is what it is. Nobody open the door. Don't say anything. I think this is another fantastic screenshot. Oh, man. Is he just going to hang out there? I really thought Mega Beast could destroy doors. NBD. Well, friends. I think it's been a pretty good run. I do think this is... Yep, there it went. Somebody opened the door and he said, hey, what's up? Now, this is a good test because he is outside. Can I just straight up lock the door and then forever we have a friend in the room? My pet Titan. He is kind of stuck. Can Titan seriously not break down a random door? All right, here comes our soldier. Everyone's really thirsty. Let's go ahead and release the burrow command and see what happens. Interesting that they all kind of stayed in their temple. Even though I did not give that order. He is kind of stuck here. Oh, I opened it. I didn't think that would prevent him from going in and out. That feels super gamey. That you can literally just forbid the door and the Titan's like, oh, I will respect that. I won't open the door. I know you don't want me in here. Oh, well, I think there's a lot of good lessons learned. You know, we learned a lot about ourselves, about mega beasts, about titans, giant stony bugger gargoyles hanging around in the fortress. This would be kind of fun to revisit as an adventure. Mostly, if nothing else, to find all the bodies in the fortress. Who's left right now? We still have a lot of dwarves alive. 66. Down from our peak of 130. Jesus. Somebody, I think, just made it upstairs. He's bleeding. He's injured and bleeding, and that's about all we got. Heavy bleeding now, apparently. Winded, heavy bleeding, and injured. I think they killed him just now. Did they get him? They did. Pantedguild with its second Titan kill, or Mega Beast kill. Noznagon is dead. After destroying over 70 dwarves, Noznagon has fallen. It is splattered with literally everyone's blood. Oh, boy. Hey, Odin and Jade are still alive. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. I think this is going to be a downward spiral. Number one, because everyone who's related to anyone is just like literally had everyone die. So there's going to be probably some sadness spirals happening. The other problem is that we still have this exported wealth. So who the hell's still fighting? Is it dwarves? I think dwarves are fighting each other at this point. There's just absolute pandemonium and insanity. Actually, that's true. Who is fighting at the moment? I love that they're fighting each other. It might be the person who was really depressed. Suture, clean yourself, listen to story. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and call this fortress abandoned just because from here on out it's going to be kind of a death spiral of sadness. The other problem is that we've already hit the necessary wealth for Mega Beasts to start coming to visit, and we're just going to be getting more without the ability to defend ourselves. So I kind of expected our Titan friend to wipe us all out. I'm fairly impressed that dwarves managed to punch a Titan to death, but I think that's only because it got so tired from literally killing every dwarf in the world. And that's okay. We're going to fire up another playthrough because I think it's really fun to lose in this game. There's different ways to approach it. I'll probably try a similar strategy next time, although I'd like to incorporate more of the minecarts. I'd also like to maybe have a little bit more focus in terms of like getting the basics down. How do you all deal with, I love in kind of our after action, right? After a combat op, you always have an after action report and a debrief. So what do we learn from this? If you all have some suggestions for what you do for defenses, let me know. I do think the tip that you all mentioned, maybe with I think a setting of 80 or so would be really good for population cap. So let's not go over 100. I'm also going to be a little bit careful about how much wealth we send out of the fortress and how much wealth we create, because the created wealth, which is not showing right now, but the created wealth does have an impact on how soon you get visitors. We also could mess around with world generation so that we don't have a ton of mega beasts in the world, but I don't want to like not have them. I just don't want to have them back to back to back. Definitely want to get at least a couple of years going. I'm a little surprised that this all happened in the year 103, which is pretty nuts, but maybe that's completely normal. That's pretty fucked up. Manga's sleeping and their husband is right next to them, or their partner is right next to them. Rotted, mutilated corpse. Yikes. And that, my friends, is a good way to end Pantedguild. Well, it has been fun. We are going to come right back to more Dwarf Fortress. I might give it a day to kind of plan out what the next fortress is going to be and maybe experiment with some worlds. Didn't expect it to completely poof. I thought we managed to hold off the Hydra. But, you know, Hydras have friends. Look at all the webs everywhere. Here's our final view through all of our many, many floors of Pantedguilds. Definitely plan to have maybe more miners in the next start. I think we started with a lot more social stuff, maybe no social stuff. Everyone could be a miner with maybe like 2 or 3 exceptions. So maybe 4 miners, a carpenter, a mason, and then a generic farmer. That might be a good start to get things rolling and really start digging into the mountain faster. Let me know what you guys think in terms of like what our strategy next time should be, what kind of defenses we should try. And if you have any Dwarven names, of course, please let me know in this episode as well. I will try to bring back most of the folks that I have slaughtered in our Pantedguild. But that was it. We managed to last 3 years, my friends. We are going to go ahead and abandon the fortress to ruin. Everyone's going to get their stuff together. And we are dipping out. Save world to this timeline. That's it. No saves coming for us. We're donezo. Thanks, friends, for joining me and for being here for our playthrough of Pantedguilds. More to come. Fear not. I know it's always sad to lose a fortress and lose our friends, but perhaps next time I'll build the world so that we have a little bit more leeway. Oh, it's a beautiful death, going down to a Titan. At least it wasn't like flooding the fortress or starvation. We got our asses kicked by like 2 Titans, 3 Werebeasts, and of course I let the Werebeast in as a commander. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Thanks so much, friends. I've been Tobel. You've been awesome. Catch you again in the next Dwarf Fortress Let's Play. Until then, be well.